The New York Yankees' worst fear is becoming a reality right before our eyes. What's up, everybody, and welcome into Bad for Baseball. I'm your host, Nicholas Blaylock, joined alongside by Adam Peddle. Today, we're talking New York Yankees. Things are not going well right now. They've had a rough stretch, to say the least, and then just got hit with one of the biggest injury updates of the season. Aaron Judge, scary injury update right there, man. Feels like the sky is kind of falling right now for those New York Yankees.
Absolutely. Like, even before this update, the Yankees have been playing bad baseball. Since the beginning of June, they've got a 21-26 record. That's pretty bad. That's one of the worst in the AL East. I believe that literally puts them in last in the AL East. And then you get this update with Aaron Judge, which is very scary. You got a flexor strain, which on the best case scenario, you're hitting the 10-day IL, you're back after a few rehab games, boom, you're in the lineup come early August, mid-August, and the Yankees are back on track. But what's scary right here is that, depending on how they handle it, it could be up to 2 months, which would be the rest of this season. So a season without Aaron Judge for the Yankees basically spells disaster, because after Aaron Judge, I mean, you got Bellinger with a decent year. Giancarlo Stanton looking pretty good since coming back from the IL. Goldschmidt's kind of off and on. Jazz looking kind of decent, but you don't have that real star threat paired with, their pitching woes and their defensive woes. That's a pretty scary result right there.
There's no identity anymore, man. I mean, the New York Yankees, keep in mind, the New York Yankees walking into this season, there's two guys that I looked at as the identity, and it was Garrett Cole and it was Aaron Judge. And right now, as it stands, neither of them are going to be playing baseball for the New York Yankees in a time where they really need them to play baseball. Yeah. Boston is picking things up right now. Toronto's obviously running away with the division. You got Texas, who we thought was going to be out of things. Now they're coming. You want to talk about run differential?
500.
6 games above 500. They got a run differential of plus 74. Yeah. That's the second best in the American League, right? So there is now a deep amount of competition right here for that final wild card spot. And if the New York Yankees aren't careful, they could be knocked out of that thing sooner rather than later.
They only have a 1.5 game lead over the Texas Rangers. And then, you have Boston playing some of the best baseball. Like you said, Seattle Mariners, they just traded for Josh Naylor, and they're still being aggressive, and they want what was the former target of the New York Yankees, Eugenio Suarez. So if you're the Yankees right now, you have to be very careful, and you got to really evaluate what you want to do at this trade deadline. It feels like because of the Yankees, they're going to try and still push all the chips all in. They can't afford to sell, especially after the way they got started this season. I mean, still, 57-48 record at the top of the wild card. They got to go in regardless of this Judge injury. But what do? They made a couple trades right now that are kind of plugging some holes, like the Ryan McMahon and the Ahmed Rosario trade. But is that going to be enough to really carry them through this Judge injury?
Those are weird ones to me because they don't feel like Yankee trades. They honestly feel like kind of a smaller market team type. They feel like a Seattle Mariners type of trade. Yeah. Ryan McMahon comes in, and I think the biggest reason behind this is that they needed a third baseman. They needed somebody to be able to play third base at a semi-capable level, because previously it was just error city over there. And that series against Toronto just earlier, basically a week ago, that kind of was the culmination of all that. That was the climax of everything, and the Yankees just had injury upon injury. They could have won that series, but they shot themselves in the foot countless times and inevitably lost it, and then immediately went out and got Ryan McMahon. So that makes sense to me, but it is kind of like the smaller move for them because they were in the market for Eugenio Suarez, and I mean, maybe with this Judge injury, they're regretting their decision because now their big home run hitter is not in the lineup anymore.
Yeah, exactly right. And I do like the Ryan McMahon move because you still got control of him until 2028, so he'll be with the team for 2 more seasons. Look, that's a good part of your future. That's not bad, but you're right, like, the price for Eugenio Suarez must have been way too high, and they pulled themselves out of it, got Ryan McMahon, which they're okay with, but you're missing that power bat, and I guess, I don't know, is this what the Ahmed Rosario move is? Because that was a puzzling one that happened right after that. They got Ahmed Rosario in a deal with the Nationals. Now, people thought, Ahmed Rosario must be a play with the defense. He can play multiple positions. but he can't play them very well. An outs above average in the second percentile. Now, he is having a decent offensive year. Like, decent, what I mean by decent is literally probably around average. He's batting .270, but the OPS at 736. Not the bat at all, but he can come off the bench, plays a little bit of versatility in there, give you a couple options, but you're still missing that big bat. And I think that's where this latest trade rumor came out right here, where the apparently, according to Bob Nightingale, the Yankees are now open to trading Spencer Jones, which has been their top prospect for a long, long time. They've been hanging on to him forever. And now after the Judge injury, it feels like they're going to need to send off some big chips if they want a big bat. But who the hell are they going to get, Nick?
Yeah, it's tough because there's, other than Eugenio Suarez, and you've already plugged that hole, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of mental gymnastics to try to fit somebody in like Eugenio into your lineup now because, well, you got Stanton and, you have all these other bats.
At DH,
exactly.
McMahon at third. You got Volpe at shortstop, so we're going to put McMahon.
Like, where does he fit in at this point, right?
It doesn't go right.
It's just, I don't know what the Yankees necessarily need to go out and get. I mean, starting pitching would always be great, and like bullpen can always help for sure. But do they want to trade Spencer Jones for that? Like, that's supposed to be your guy for the future. I mean, Anthony Volpe is not hitting bombs, but maybe Spencer Jones can one period in time. So it's a weird spot. I think that the Yankees are finding themselves in. I think that they're kind of coming to terms with the fact that, damn, Aaron Judge isn't getting any younger. We don't have Garrett Cole. We're in a window. John Carlos Stanton's not getting any younger. Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, these are
old guys.
These are all old guys. And the Yankees, they do have a tendency to go out and to turn that clock over pretty quickly.
Like Ryan McMahon's even 30 years old. Sorry to cut you off, but he's even older.
Sure, yeah. I think that they're starting to come to grips with the idea that, like, okay, this generational player, and specifically Aaron Judge, that's going to be assuredly Hall of Famer, isn't getting any younger. He just went on the IL. Are we really going to go through his entire career without winning that guy a World Series? Because that's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, and I look at this Yankee team, and maybe it's recency bias creep again because they're not as bad as the record indicates or how their recent plays indicates. Like, they definitely have a lot of depth there, and I do think they're going to go and they're going to get a starting pitcher because when I look at that starting rotation right now, that was always their big need. Like they didn't. They obviously started panicking about defense after the series in Toronto, but that was their biggest need for a long time because you got Fried, you got Rodon. Then after that, they've had a lot of injuries like Heel, and as well, who was it here? Oh, yeah, Clark Schmidt gone. Obviously, Garrett Cole in the beginning of the season. Yeah, they got to go get some starting pitching. Like, if they go get a starting pitcher with a Spencer Jones, maybe a big ticketed guy, then maybe you could go and salvage your way into a wild card berth, and hopefully that Aaron Judge gets back. I think they'll be fine. It's just going to be really tough to navigate right now.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that as it stands today, and things will change. As it stands today, I don't love the Yankees World Series chances.
They're not a World Series contender this year.
Not right now. And, you never know how things... If they go out and they get Merrill Kelly, for instance, then you can bump Marcus Stroman out of that rotation. And now it's like, okay, maybe the identity needs to become the rotation's going to carry us rather than, the lineup. Or I don't know how it works, but it just feels like they're not playing a great brand of baseball today.
Yeah.
Things can change because remember at the beginning of the season, they were like 7-8 games up in the AL East. They were looking like one of the most dominant teams, and they were playing phenomenal. And then shit hit the fan, and it's like, oh gosh, the wheels just fell off. So I'm not saying it's impossible for them to get back to that, but as it stands right now, I'm not looking at them as a serious World Series threat.
The next next month, is going to be very crucial for them. If they don't survive this Judge injury and they drop even more games below 500 in the next month, like if they go on a month where it's like, yeah, we're 10-15, and now you're falling out of the wild card spot because there's teams that are heating up who are going to buy at the deadline, they're going to surge past you, then you can start to say, yes, this looks like an absolute collapse, and the nightmare is coming true. 100%.
Yeah, and I am very interested to hear from Yankee fans down below. Spencer Jones, are you okay with seeing him move? Because for me, like, again, you got to go all in if you're the Yankees. I get it. It's like you made it to the World Series. You couldn't quite get over the hump last year. You still got Aaron Judge. I'm assuming he should be good in a couple weeks' time. yeah, okay, you want to go in, but you don't want to panic either. And it feels like these rumors are coming out, and it's kind of like this panic move.
I believe it.
Trade it away.
I believe it. You got 4 days until the deadline, and you just had this Judge injury. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I believe it's panicky. Also, yeah, let us know in the comments down below, too, Yankees fans. Like, is Spencer Jones good? He feels like he's been in the minor leagues forever. Like, I did hear, like, he's been struggling, and then he'll get injured. I don't know. You guys let us know. You guys obviously know your team a lot better than we do. So let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, guys, give a quick shout out to Betway right here. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the details section to join the action. Must be 19 years or older, only available in Ontario. Please play responsibly. I got this line right here that I actually took. Cal Raleigh MVP. Now with the Judge injury, we were bringing it up. You brought it up actually like early May, it might have been, maybe late May.
I was on it early. I should have trusted myself.
And I said, if Judge gets injured, then yes, Raleigh MVP, 100%. He's injured. I took the money, and now he's the favorite for the AL MVP at 1.8.
Yeah, I think as it stands today, Raleigh's got 41 home runs at the catching position.
On pace for Judge's 62 homers.
Yeah, so Raleigh is definitely looking like the guy. And if Judge is only out for the 10 days minimum, then okay, he's still in this thing. But if it gets to be longer than that, and you're missing 15, 20... 25 games, like now it's like, okay, that's actually significant. And what's he gonna look like when he comes back? Like if you see down the stretch Raleigh's getting the 62 homers and Judge is kind of like being mid, I think some votes got to go his way. Yeah, right? 100%. But folks, let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on all of this. Are the New York Yankees cooked, or are they actually playing their cards pretty intelligently right now? Will a smart trade deadline bring them all the way back? I want to hear your thoughts down below.
Yeah, guys, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers.